I'm not
Explain the.
anti-immigration,
Well, no, I just
but I
want you
feel
to
like
explain the white South Afrikaners. Then.
okay, so you're right about that. I'm not 100. I disagree with that. Obviously, I don't think you should be selective in that kind of way. Um, because I just think that's kind of like a hard one for me, and I'm not gonna defend that.
Yeah, he specifically brought people that colonized South Africa or attempted to colonize South Africa and committed apartheid, right? Like their ancestors committed
It,
apartheid.
their ancestors. It's a new day. I'm not gonna hold each and every single person to the history of their people and what happened. I want to look at the people today and who they are, and whether if they're trying to be kind and nice and trying to do the right thing. So I couldn't necessarily say if those people, I don't know them. I think it's a bad PR stunt. I don't necessarily think a lot of Americans support it.
Gotcha.
But when I think of immigration, it's not necessarily that immigration is bad. I think that whenever you bring people in, while we're having such crisis with healthcare, with cost of living, with wage growth, and all these kind of individual things, it only makes it a lot more difficult. When we ship millions of jobs across the water and we do everything that we can to hurt Americans, and it's not obviously anything to do with the immigrant. Of course, they want to live here. Of course, people want to come. There's people who come for different reasons, economic reasons, personal reasons, war reasons. But there's so many issues that we have going on with the debt, cost of living, regulation, corruption, etc. So when I see him being, and it's not just Trump, it's the Democratic Party being inept to some of those things that make you satisfied with what Trump does. Because I don't agree with everything, and I disagree with anybody who agrees with everything on the party. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So I want to correct myself on something. The South
Go ahead.
African apartheid didn't end until the 1990s. So there's a significantly good chance that the individuals that were brought over from South Africa actually were a part of the apartheid as it occurred
Is
because
it
they were all
is
older generations in their 60s. Most
the
of them.
people that he brought in?
Yeah, most of them
But
were over the age of
like
55.
it's it's the '90s was a different time. I
No,
don't. I'm not discounting.
no, I just
I'm
wanted to
not
correct that. We
discounting
don't
what
have to stay in
happened.
that on that.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
was correcting that
Okay.
because that's something significant and it was not that long
Yeah.
ago.
Okay. Yeah. In the, like all things in the past. Yeah. So we don't have to go there. But
Yeah.
that's how I feel. I mean,
So
I feel
right
like. Go
now,
ahead.
right now, since Donald Trump has been in office, we have seen the unemployment rate increase. We have
Yeah.
seen our inflation rate increase.
Yeah.
Do you realize that immigration
Most.
has something to do with this?
So do you think that's because less immigrants?
Oh no, there's it's going to be multifaceted. Also, TikTok, I know I
Yeah.
haven't like told you guys enough of this, but tap the fucking screen already, guys. We got 5 minutes. Get it up to 100,000. We're almost there. No, there's like the deportations negatively impacts the United States, right? It negatively impacts us, it negatively impacts our GDP, it negatively impacts our inflation, right?
Yeah.
As of June, we had 7.7 million jobs available with only 7.2 million available able bodied workers, right? Which
Yeah.
means that
Yeah.
we had a shortage of available workers to the number of jobs that are open and available, which means that we need 500,000 individuals to come into the country in order to work that shortfall in available jobs, right? Versus workers.
You can say that, yeah.
No, it's not. I can say that. That's what the numbers tell us, right? Do you know how? And then you also brought up
But
tariffs. The
can,
tariffs
can
are
I
already
can I
showing. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. I
What's
was
up?
just gonna say, coming in the legal way and doing it the correct way, there's no problem. And if we have to fill those jobs, um, especially in a temporary kind of fashion, and American people approve it, then no problem at all. But obviously, we're talking about the current time, and maybe you're right that he's not. If he has economic policies, could it be the smoothest transition uh, for the United States in the way that our composition is? It could be. It could not be. I personally believe that it is, and
So
and
you
that
think
that
that the deportation processes that are currently being acted by Donald Trump are going smoothly?
I think that not directly answer that. I think that following the immigration laws to the letter and enforcing it is the most important thing for a democracy.
But he's not following it to the letter of the law, sir. He's already been ruled against twice, specifically in regards to his usage of the Aliens Enemies Act of 1797. Once by the Supreme Court, where they put a temporary injunction on him in May, and then recently, just on Tuesday night, they also ruled against him in using it to specifically deport Venezuelans under the guise that they were part of Tren de Agua, right? Not only
Yeah,
that, but you want to talk about that you support legal immigration, correct?
yeah.
All right. So then why is Donald Trump removing the status of individuals that came here the right way, had legal status that was granted to them by the United States government? Some of them had been here for 10 or more years, and Donald Trump stripped away their status just to deport them.
Well, the thing is, there's been immigration rules and laws have not been followed for years, and
There's no proof
I
of that.
don't. Fair enough. I mean, I'm not going to argue that point, but
Thank you, TikTok.
we have always had immigration issues, but it all comes back to the cost of living. And anytime that you take in a lot of people from the outside without increasing the wages, having high regulations, can't build anything. If we take in 10 million illegals or any of that kind of stuff, and they come into our country
Mm-hmm.
and they take jobs and they take housing, it's going to increase it's going to increase the housing costs. It's going to increase the demand of it, and we're left with. Go ahead. I can hear you saying things.
I'm just. Do you think that cost of living increasing is a unique United States of America problem?
No, I think it's a globalist problem.
It's a globalist problem. Now, are all
Yeah.
of the other countries in the world experiencing immigration? Sorry, not just
Not
immigration,
every country.
heightened immigration.
Probably significant. And obviously, Europe is. China not. Most Asian countries not as
So
much.
then why in places like Asia or Australia, why are they seeing a high increase in their housing problem if immigration is the root cause?
A globalist.
Well, no,
It's
it's
still
just a real
it's
statement,
still a
sir.
globalist where billionaires can buy or asset class. Housing is an asset class. So if you have external, people who want to drop assets or buy assets within a country, and also increase in regulation, there's been a lot of increases to where it makes it a lot harder to build, good and bad reasons, and that's just going to naturally increase the cost of any kind of housing across the board.
No, we're so the reason why the world and the reason
Yeah.
why the United States is still seeing an increase in the cost of housing, because it's not strictly a United States issue,
Yeah.
is still suffering the after effects of C-19 on the global market and the
Okay.
global scale.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah, so primarily a year into C-19, after, everybody was still staying home, right?
Yeah.
So we had companies across the world, not just the United States issue, were still buying up houses, empty houses. We had people
Yeah.
buying secondary residences just to put them up on the market for rent, right?
Yeah.
And
I
to be
remember.
clear, immigrants, they rent houses because most of
Yeah.
them don't have credit in order to buy a house, right?
That is true.
Yeah. And when C-19 shut down industries, the housing industry was a major one that got shut down. When we were typically pumping out across the country at least 1 million houses a year, right? Prior to.
Yeah.
And now we're no longer able to pump out even 100,000 in a year. That's going to show an overall shortage. We would have to somehow subsidize the housing industry by giving them money, right? Subsidization is giving them government money in order to spurn on that industry. Try to give more people incentive to go into that market in order for us to start seeing a rise or in houses being built on a massive scale. It's not going to occur unless we encourage the industry to get moving faster. Even now, we're not on pace to even meet what we were pre-COVID in making houses, right? Like, we're not on track in order to do that. So we're still suffering the after effects from C-19, not just here, but in the entire fucking world. And that's what it boils down to. It's not just immigration. People that use immigration are just using them as a boogeyman. And it doesn't solve the issue to have an enemy when you can just look at this from an outside point of view and understand that it's much bigger than an individual crossing the border.
So I'm not only, it's just, I guess it's the quickest way to taking a more of account of American people and to lower the demand. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but it is definitely the quickest way to get supply out. Now I'm a trucker, and I've seen that a lot of the problems that we face, like for instance in Boxton, and I'm pertaining it to housing, and the reason why I feel the way that I do. Um, rates have fell pretty or fell in Boxman extremely after a lot of immigrants have came in and they drive trucks now, and they're able to. A lot of young men come in, they're able to get in the truck, live in the truck with two. Their family's back at home. They're driving a team. It's hard to compete because they'll drive down the rates on American people. Now, I love different people. I love immigrants.
Don't
The mother of
tokenize.
my two children, huh? Uh, if I'm tokenizing, I have no idea what that is. I'm just speaking from my side. But I am pro-American, and the only reason why I'm pro-American is because I love this country, and I believe in a lot of what this country's built on. And whenever there's any policy that does not look after the American people, and which I feel the immigration policy and the lack of enforcement over the years, it hurts American people.
Mm,
And I'm American people first.
gotcha. So you think that the encounters is because you do realize that there is nowhere, no government website, no government agency that keeps track of how many people are allowed into the country every year, except for
It'd be
Visa card
extremely
holders.
difficult.
Oh no,
Yeah, it'd be
there's
extremely
just
difficult.
nowhere that they keep track of crossings,
Yeah.
as they like to say. So when I tell you that there was 8.4 million border encounters at the southern border from October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2024, what do you think that means?
That they just basically interacted and either turned them away or I don't,
Incorrect.
So,
So per CBP, because this is directly from Customs and Border Protection's website, an
uh-huh.
encounter is somebody that attempted to enter the country, whether or not at the port of entry or between ports of entries, and then were stopped and rejected. Every single one of those 8.4 million encounters was turned away at the border based off of how CBP uses their definitions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was no
So,
flood, there was no mass immigration. It means they were stopped and turned away. There's no 20 million people that came in. Like they've even looked at apprehensions. Apprehensions are people that were kicked out as well, right? Like within 100, they were found
hmm
within 100 miles of the border and they were kicked out. And then we keep track of deportations, which means they were kicked out, right? Like
yeah,
there was no mass immigration across the southern border of individuals from outside this country. There was a mass point of people being stopped, which tells me that the laws were actually being enforced at the southern border because people were being rejected, people were being stopped by Customs and Border Protection.
yeah. Well, I don't necessarily want to stick with immigration. It's just that it's just one of those things, one of the policies. Um, I'll take that, right? I'm not a full expert on immigration. I'm from my personal experience. There was a big difference between 2019 and post that, especially on the road. In my personal experience, but that does not mean that it is the global effect. But it is an issue that people do look at. But it's just more so even with the cartels, right? The way that Trump has handled the cartels, and has been vocally and in some fashion violently going against crime, the start where a lot of crime comes in. Being a black person, I am satisfied with that if he's able to slow any kind of illegal substances coming up from the southern border or the northern.
Yeah. According to CBP, who brings in or attempts to bring in over 85% of illegal substances?
I'm gonna let I don't I'm not gonna do the quiz, so you can go ahead and tell
I
me.
knew that, Alina,
Yeah.
or Leah. So it's American citizens.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm out.
Americans that are.
So you're saying that it's not the cartels.
Oh, I'm sure they play a role. But see, when Donald Trump used an executive order to name cartels as an enemy of America, and he hasn't been quiet about this at all. The
Yeah.
reason why that is dangerous is because he can use it as an excuse to then invade and go into Mexico, which the Mexican president has been very clear that if Donald Trump or his administration attempted to send anyone into Mexico across the border in order to find these terrorist organizations, sorry, TikTok is sensitive, I can only say so much,
That's fine.
that would be considered an act of war. But that's what Donald Trump said very clearly what his intention was when he was naming them a terrorist organization.
Okay.
He was not quiet about it. And it also goes
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
along with he's supposed to be doing a press conference tonight announcing that he's renaming the Department of Defense the Department of War, which is going to cost us
Yeah.
billions of dollars to do.
The naming.
Yes, sir. You have to
Uh,
change
that that is
uniforms
kind of a problem.
of all of
Yeah.
the armed service members. You have to change signs. You have to change nameplates, all of them. You have to change letterhead. You have to
Mhm.
update all of the websites, which costs money. People forget that, software engineering still costs money. And you have to do all of these things. It's going to
Yeah.
cost us billions of dollars in order to rename the Department of
So
Defense the
can
Department of War.
can I ask you how are the most of the
I'm getting
Americans
to you, Gustavo.
are? So you're saying that U.S. citizens are the one that are bringing like fentanyl,
Yes.
or and how are they doing that?
Same way anyone tries to smuggle in D-Rug. Since I've never been a part of that, I wouldn't know. I can only tell you what I know from movies, right? They body pack it in some
So
way.
you're saying through the from the airport?
They keep track of it from everywhere. Customs and Border Protection is at the airport for international
Yeah. Well,
travelers.
I mean, even if it's U.S. citizens that are smuggling it, where's so are we like saying that the cartels aren't the main producer of it?
No, I didn't make that claim. I said that the number one source of individuals bringing it into the country are American citizens, not somebody that is trying to cross the border illegally that's a non citizen.
So if we're going straight to the source of where the drugs are and making it harder to transport that to an American citizen to be transport, is that a bad or a good thing?
Naming them a terror organization as an excuse to try to invade a sovereign country is no, not okay.
Oh, so you, not, I'm not claiming anything. I'm just asking. So you believe that Trump's goal is to invade Mexico or something?
He's already made it clear. He's said it. This is
Or,
not new information. This has been around for a while.
oh, I know he said something of the like. I'm just curious because if you probably know better, if I don't know. Um, so so even if so, what purpose did he say he was going into to invade Mexico for?
Oh, to get a hold of the cartels that are solely responsible for the addiction epidemic within this country, not addressing what, was actually true. It's mental health.
I could say so. If is it better to ensure that the drugs don't get to people, or is it easier to address mental health for the government,
Neither of them would be
in your
easier.
opinion?
Actually, sorry, the easiest thing to do would be to sign a bill that gives wide, broad, sweeping access for individuals for mental health. But instead, we don't do that.
And
Mental health would be easier. It would be costly, but it would be easier. Probably less costly
yeah,
than paying a bunch of people salaries to find the boogeyman. TikTok, let's get
but
up to
like
150,000 likes in the next 50 minutes. Or, sorry, 20 minutes, please.
so, I guess that's just an area where people would differ. I would feel. What about doing both? Obviously, he's not doing one, but I feel
He's not really doing either.
he's going after the cartels
He's not.
at all.
No. He can't get to
All
them in
right.
Mexico.
What do you mean?
Claudia Scheinbaum has been very clear that if he attempts to send American troops into Mexican on Mexican soil, that is considered an act of war.
So did Donald Trump secure the southern border, and also secure the Gulf a lot better
No,
than what it has been?
we have no proof of that. The only thing we know is
No
that
proof.
there are fewer encounters. What if fewer encounters mean? It could mean that CBP is doing their job, or it could mean that CBP is not doing their job.
You won't get any fight from me because I don't trust
You're
anything the
awesome.
government. I take it with a grain of salt anything that the government says. Um, Not that there isn't truth in there, but there's also haze and lies that are feathered with the truth.
Yeah,
Um,
and the Gulf isn't secure. People can still make a very short trip from Cuba.
So I guess I keep it like I'm more simple. I hear more of it being a bigger issue in the administration than other administrations, and that appeals to me. Because I don't know everything. I'm not everywhere, and I guess what I hear is more satisfying to what I believe is the correct move forward. Because obviously, I don't think anybody likes the cartels, left or right.
Mm-mm.
Um, and it just when I hear more so, hey, we're trying to get at them, it definitely feels a lot better than not hearing it at all.
So if I tell you in 2 weeks I'm gonna give you $20, that would make you feel excited, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I'm like,
So
any
like in
free
two
money would
weeks I'm
work.
gonna give you $20, right? Just and you don't have
Yeah,
to pay it back. You can use it for whatever. Just it'll happen
right.
in 2 weeks. And then in 2 weeks, would you feel comfortable hitting me up to be like, hey, what about that $20 you offered me?
Mhm.
Would you feel
If you
comfortable
offered it, yeah.
asking me about it?
Yeah. Well, if we know each other,
Yeah, yeah,
you
assuming
know.
we're good friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you would ask me about it. And what if I said, nah, man, I need another 2 weeks. I'll still get it to you, but I need another 2 weeks.
You'd be understanding. You know.
Yeah, that's what Donald Trump is doing to the American people, specifically with saying 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I think he needs to be stronger on Putin. I understand that he wants the oil and the energy prices to go down, and he wants to engage with Putin and all that. Um, I kind of the way that I feel about that, and the way that he keeps saying that.
Oh, he
Um,
says 2 weeks about everything. He says it about
he does.
his deals with when it comes to tariffs, his trade deals. Um, he says it about ending wars, which he hasn't really ended anything. He says it about what now we're talking about tariff rebate checks. But
Yeah.
hey, yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I disagree with that. So I guess like I kind of see it from my personal, because obviously you're interested to know why people support him. I kind of see it from the aspect that this is it's a lot going on, one, and also this is a process like that's usually behind doors, and it's not as we don't usually get to see this, and that could be seen as a negative or a positive.
Right. So
So
I think
go ahead.
you're fine. So I think that's part of my issue, right? People feel like we're seeing him more because he's out in public more often. He's doing another press
Yeah,
conference. He's doing another press conference. Cool. Here's my issue with that. We've never had a president that's been on air as much as Donald Trump. Never.
that's
People,
true.
even people that thought that Obama did a great job, they didn't complain about him not going on TV all the time. They didn't complain or say that he was nowhere to be found. Even when like Donald Trump was going on air all the time in his first administration, nobody complained about Obama not holding press conferences 5 days a week, right? No one
Yeah,
complained about that. Why does Donald Trump do that? Honestly, in my opinion, because he's a show person first. And again, we see this with the verbiage that he used, the words that he says, and his arbitrary timelines that he's always giving us, the American people. It's always 2 weeks before he's going to do something significant. He only knows how to be a personality on TV. He doesn't know how to run a country. His business savvy is not useful in running a country because it's still not even business savvy. The only thing that he's known to do when a business goes into debt is bankrupt them. He bankrupted
yeah,
3 casinos. That's fucking crazy work right there. Like we're still waiting. It's 2025. He had 4 years in his first term to actually come up with an alternative health care plan for Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. Never
yeah,
happened, but he certainly did try to have Congress remove it. which luckily we had smart senators in Congress and in the House of Representatives that realized, even Republicans, that realized, 43 million Americans shouldn't lose access to health care when there's not a plan to replace it first. Because instead of repealing the ACA, all they would have to do is this plan would replace the ACA and then have it all written out.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. He's definitely a showman, but
And that's all he has going for
I,
him is being a showman.
I guess, but from the other side perspective, it's still issues that frustrated Americans, and they see issues that they deem as issues, and even him just giving the energy to it is enough for hope. I don't know whether if Trump is doing everything that he says he's doing. I do see results. I hear results. I hear the tariff deals. I saw what happened in Iran. We recently just saw what happened. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like the tariff deals. You do realize that are you familiar with the deal that we had with Japan?
No, you go ahead. It's
Okay,
fine.
so supposedly we had this trade deal with Japan that
Yeah,
we were supposed to continue negotiations that Donald Trump bragged about, right? That Japan
yeah.
promised they were
For a
going to
long
start
time.
buying more American-made cars, right?
Yeah,
And we were still going to keep a 15% tariff on them, right? Japan canceled their trade meeting with the United States of America.
yeah.
Yeah, because Donald Trump
So
was lying about what they had negotiated previously.
You're awesome.
So
okay,
I
so
would suggest,
yeah,
because Donald Trump is
and that's
such a
what Japan
showman,
said.
yeah, they went to
They
other
they
countries.
directly said that he was a liar.
Yeah, they said, well, they didn't say he's a liar, just he was not truthful about what the negotiations were that we had. And guys, I'm going to get to all of your supers in a moment. I'm just engaged in the call.
Yeah, I guess like because even from that standpoint, and I'm just not. I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for what I feel. A lot of people who voted for him uh, feel like it's still some of these things we've never seen before, and we're hitting ground that we've never hit before. So if I see this and I see him trying, then you're still going to support him and trust the process. Now, maybe we have our trust in the wrong person, but many of us don't feel that way. It's hard because it's hard to trust the government in general, and we're looking for a piece to work. Whether if he's doing good or not, there's still things that and people that are a part of the system that we get our information from, and we're hearing certain things like that. We're hearing deals. If he fails at a deal, I still would see it as part of the process, and we would have to see where it ends up over the next course months and possibly years. And people will be watching next year on whether if these deals fall through, because of course they are. A lot of them are. Some of them are going to fall through. Some of them are going to work. Um, and see how he reacts. I feel like a lot of what he does is moving the leverage without breaking the system.
So I'll point out that I noticed that you use the words "I feel" a lot when you're expressing
Hmm.
what Donald Trump is doing, and I think that's part of the problem. And I don't mean that against you. I just mean that we're
Yeah.
seeing that there is no substance to actually back up anything. There is no data. We don't have any actual deals written on paper, because that would be an actual trade deal similar to the
Yeah.
USMCA that was
Yeah.
first signed under Trump and his administration, is having something written on paper, signed by all parties involved, and then that's an actual trade deal. Having a verbal agreement is just that, it's verbal until it's signed on paper. Either
Yeah.
side could actually break it at any time, and then there are no repercussions to it. Not really, right? So when we're talking
Yeah.
about the fact that other countries are backing out of the negotiations that they supposedly had with Donald Trump prior, that's why, like, this isn't successful. It's you're basically, and again, I don't mean this negatively against you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're basically just continuing to say that Donald Trump is successful
I, mm,
because he's out there and basically just because he's out there, like, and putting his face out there. And I disagree. That, to me, if you're out on TV all the time, are you really working? No.
no,
If you're
but
making a show of having everybody stand in the office behind you, because there's always, what, at least 5 cabinet members standing in the office behind him, are they really working?
right.
No. What I see is a cabinet that's not doing their jobs. I would rather not see the president or the presidential cabinet on TV on a daily basis, because at least I know that they're probably doing something if they're now not out on TV every single day. Should Donald Trump, could he do like one press conference, maybe 2 a week? Sure. The number that he does is unnecessary. He does too
I
much.
guess
He's pulling
I
them
guess we
away
have
from
a.
other
Oh, go
things.
ahead. I guess we have a difference of preference because I prefer public officials to be as most engaged with the population and the beat of the population
Cool. He could talk on the
as much
radio.
as
He doesn't.
possible.
He could talk on the radio, right? Because you can do a
Hmm.
radio show from your phone, walk around and still
Yeah.
do stuff from your phone with the radio show. You don't need to be on television making a show of things, filling up the Oval Office with the press, right?
Yeah.
You can have
I
the
think
press
he's playing
secretary, which
politics.
is literally her job, go out and talk every single day because that's literally her job. That would be getting something done, right?
Yeah.
Not true socialing something in all caps all fucking day, which is exactly why. Like, let's be very clear. That's why. Despite what Donald Trump says about bombing Iran, we know that it wasn't successful because they moved out all of their material because Donald Trump fucking gave it away on Truth Social.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's a very highly ineffective president so far, even in just his first 7 full months of president. Well, almost 7 full months of presidency. Almost 8, actually. Sorry, my bad. But listen, man, we've been talking for a while. You've been extremely
Yeah, that's
polite, and
fine.
I do
I
appreciate
appreciate
that.
it. I really appreciate it, and
Yeah,
thank you for doing this. Being out there. We got to talk more.
I agree.
America in general. But thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Okay, I'm going to read some super chats before I reopen the phone lines real quick. So thank you guys so much for waiting. Gustavo, you sent 5 each. Thank you so much. Oh, please, they are only taking the jobs most Americans are too lazy to do. Oh, I don't disagree with you, Gustavo. Primarily, the jobs that immigrants do usually take are low income, hard working jobs. Like, we do see that they do affect the wage market in those specific jobs. All right, we do see that. And I'm sorry, I personally chose to work in a job where I'm sitting in the AC all day because I am too frail to go work in the sun. I at least admit that. Hi, everyone. And they're doing it while being underpaid and without benefits. Exactly, Gustavo. They're getting no benefits out of this. They don't get health care from it. It's very true. Cartels only exist in Mexico because someone is consuming what they're selling. And guess who's buying? You got it, Americans. Exactly. If we actually addressed the mental health issue that we have in America that drives addiction, then we would have a less consumer industry for that. What did I... Oh, Megan, you just renewed it. Thank you. D-rug smuggling is at root a consumption problem. Yes, Abe, you were piggybacking off of Gustavo. I love that. Thank you so much. And then thank you for the £5. And this one did make me internally laugh. Imagine living in the U.S. And thank you, Eric, for the $20. So I actually was trying to find that. I don't see anything that says about casinos having an extremely high rate of failure with a brand new opening. And also, his casinos were open for more than 5 years, so that's not a brand new opening. But yes, entrepreneurial failure does happen. I wouldn't say it's inevitable because there are several entrepreneurs that are extremely successful. It's the ability to fail, get back up, and succeed is all that matters. No, I sort of disagree with you on that one too. Yes, anybody that fails should be able to get back up and push towards success. I agree with that part. However, that's not the trials that you go through are important, right? Success at the end of the day is not necessarily important as well. I got to reply to that later, but I do disagree with some of that. But I couldn't find anything that most casinos fail. Couldn't find anything. Nothing specific. And thank you, Giselle, for the 10 joules. But I do appreciate you, Eric, for the 20. Phone lines are back open. There we go. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
How old are you?
26.
Okay, did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Do you still support him?
Yes.
All right. What's your main reason for still supporting Trump?
Mostly about the not the illegal immigrants, but more of the cartel issues that we have. As a resident of the South, I mean, way south. We're talking about my border. The border is literally in my backyard. I can tell you without a doubt that the cartel issues that we have in the United States, not only is it bad, but it's extremely understated on how bad it is.
What cartel do we have in the United States of America?
You got from the MS-13 all the way up to the Honduras, not Honduras, I'm sorry, the Michoacana cartels. You're gonna have the
interesting.
Sinaloa
Donald
cartels.
Trump himself calls them gangs. He doesn't call them cartels.
Well, the way he states it, I believe it's what he's been fed. And in my opinion, what he's being fed are practically not only the
So
truth.
you disagree with the President of the United States, the person that you say?
No, I disagree with the people that are around him. I believe
So you disagree with the words that he says, though? Because he, again, says that they are
Oh, goodness,
gang
no.
members.
The gangs are, no, goodness, no. The gangs are the beginning of, or not the beginning, but I guess the hands of the cartels. Cartels will work with any gangs. If you,
So what time is it where you're at?
Right now, it's currently 7:49 p.m.
Perfect. You're also boring. I literally just talked about this. Xavier, not that much. Today's actually a higher day, but I don't usually make more than 30, so just so you know. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh, wow. Am I actually on? Is this you?
Are. How old are
hi.
you?
I'm 25 years of age.
Okay, did you vote for Trump?
I absolutely did.
Do you still support him?
Oh, yeah.
Why do you still support him?
I support him because he's just an all-around swell guy. That is, of course, a joking answer, but one of the biggest things as far as policies that he did was the defunding of U.S. aid and the defunding of the PBS, which I think Reagan promised that he was going to do way back in the day and didn't actually get around to doing.
So are we going to take down the signs in our history museums across the United States that are talking about the work that USAID has done across the country? Or, sorry, across the world?
What work are you referring to? Are you talking about funding all those transgender comic books in Puerto Rico or something else?
Transgender comic books in Puerto Rico? That's a new one. Are you... I'm sorry. Who's the president of Puerto Rico?
I have no idea. Well, Puerto Rico is a...
Dumbass.
some.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
50?
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Do you still support him?
Yes.
Do you know who the president of Puerto Rico is?
The president. What kind of? What do you mean? Puerto Rico doesn't have a president. Hello?
I'm dead. Sorry, at this point this is just a litmus test question. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
I am. I'm actually back for a second time.
Okay. Thanks, Zeus.
Yeah.
Did you call in today?
I did. I was actually calling the one that called you about civility earlier before you restarted the.
I'm good. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh, hey, Anita, how you doing, babe?
Good.
Megan?
No.
Oh.
Listen, Zeus, I don't know if you heard all of that, but I had 2 people in a row that didn't know who the president of Puerto Rico were. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Did you vote for Trump?
No.
All right, man. Have a good one. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello, yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
48.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Do you still support him?
Nigger, 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 nigger.
Get help. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 29.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Do you still support him?
Yes.
Why do you still support Trump?
Because he says he's going to help people. I voted for Trump because my mom and dad are voting for Trump.
Gotcha. Zeus, send your daily heart me, man. So you voted for Trump because your mom and dad also voted for Trump, and I assume they suggested that you do too. That's cool. But I'm asking why you still support him.
Because he says he's going to help us.
What has he done in order to help you?
Well, he helps us get money every month for me and my mom and my dad. That helps us get food and helps us stay warm during the cold months.
Are you a Medicaid or a Medicare recipient?
No, I'm retarded.
Don't call yourself that, man. We almost did. So close. Xavier, it depends on what you're trying to do. Political science, I actually used to want to do that. I didn't, though. I went with business admin and also went with accounting. So just depends on what you want to do. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 45.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay, do you still support him?
Yeah, I do. And just to correct you, Puerto Rico doesn't have a president. It has a governor. Her name is Jennifer. Did you know that?
Hey, dude. Do you want me to blow your mind? Do you want me to blow your mind right now?
Go ahead, blow my mind.
Yeah. The president over Puerto Rico is Donald Trump. For fuck's sake. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, yes I am.
Are you the guy that
Hello?
didn't know who the president was of Puerto Rico?
I was wondering.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Do you still support him?
Yes, I do.
What year were you born?
I'm 35. I can't remember.
Yeah. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, suck my dick.
Probably smells like old cheese, so how about nah? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How old are you?
33.
Cool. Did you vote for Trump?
No, I did not.
All right, man. Thanks.
But
Have a good night. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you? It is so crazy.
39.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Do you still support him?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's kind of weird. For me, I've kind of been in a weird situation with the whole thing because I don't really support either side at this point.
Okay. I mean,
A lot of
there's
Go
not
ahead.
really an either side right now because there's only one party that's currently in office, and that is the
Well-
Republican Party, and specifically Donald Trump being the president, which is why the question is, why do you still support Trump?
I mean, in certain aspects, I support Trump, but I can't say that I fully support everything he does.
Okay. What is one thing that you would say that you support Trump in?
I do support the ideology of securing the borders and taking care of the illegal immigrant issue, but there's got to be a better route, I do believe. I don't believe in, okay, everybody that's here illegal is not good and should immediately be deported. I feel if somebody is here illegally and they are living in a civil manner, they're contributing to society and everything else, that there should be a better route to support them becoming a citizen instead of just ultimately kicking them out.
Yeah. See, I would be okay if we just like deported individuals that have committed crimes in the United States of America.
Absolutely.
That would be
I
something
don't
I would
disagree
support.
I don't disagree with that at all because, like I said, if they're here, I understand, yes, they came across illegally. I get that. That is a crime in itself. But at the same time, there's a lot of them that come over and they're just here to make their lives and their family lives better. Everything's not black and white. You can't just draw a line and say, okay, you're illegal, let's kick you out. I don't believe that. I think that it doesn't help the U.S. at all.
Yes, Benita, I will be on tomorrow. Also, real quick, guest. Sorry, I almost forgot that I got to end this in a second. So this will be my last question to you guys, just so you guys know this will be the last question because I got to make a trip. But, okay, so do you believe that illegal immigrants are criminals? Like people that cross the border through a non-port of entry, are they criminals?
I mean, by definition, they broke the law, so yes, but
Incorrect.
no. because-
Incorrect. Well, so what makes somebody
Okay.
a criminal is that they are indicted, they go to court, and then they're convicted of a crime. According to Arizona v. United States, and this is from 2012 Supreme Court ruling, being deportable or being here with non-citizenship status, being an unauthorized alien, being an illegal alien, in and of itself does not make you a criminal. I hope I taught you something today.
That's fair. I mean, I don't have an issue with that statement at all.
Yeah. Listen, man, I'll be back on tomorrow if you want to call back. I gotta go. You have a good one.
Yes, ma'am, you as well.
Thanks. Okay, guys, normally I would update the like goal and everything like that, but I just realized what time it is and I've got to go pick up a teenager. Thank you really quickly. You can come here legally and overstay your visa. Thank you, Abe, so much for the $1.99. Super over there. Guys, don't forget to follow, subscribe, become a member, all of the good things, okay? I will see you guys tomorrow. This is, yeah, I'm running every day this week. It's going to be, well, the weekdays. Thank you, Moose. Y'all have a great night. I will see y'all all tomorrow. I'm ending on everywhere right now. Bye, guys.